A bigger paycheck helps, but it does far less for your future than most people imagine. If someone earns a high salary, does that automatically make them wealthy? Most people would say yes. After all, earning more money should make life easier, right? Higher income means more opportunities, more comfort, more financial security. But here's the surprising truth. Income alone does not create wealth. In fact, many high-income earners struggle financially, while some people with modest incomes quietly build significant wealth over time. So what explains the difference? And if you stay with me until the end of this video, you'll understand why income matters far less than most people believe and what actually determines financial success. Let's start with something simple. There are two financial numbers that shape your life: income and net worth. Income is the money you earn. Net worth is the money you keep. And the gap between those two numbers tells a powerful story. Imagine two people. Person A earns $180,000 per year. Person B earns $70,000 per year. At first glance, Person A appears financially superior. But let's look deeper. Person A spends $175,000 per year. Luxury housing, car payments, frequent travel, high lifestyle costs. They save about $5,000 annually. Person B lives more modestly. They spend $45,000 per year and invest $25,000 annually. Now, fast forward 15 years, Person B may have built a large investment portfolio, while Person A may still depend entirely on their next paycheck. The difference wasn't income, it was behavior. Now let's talk about something called savings rate. Your savings rate is the percentage of your income that you keep and invest, and it's one of the most powerful factors in wealth building. Someone saving 40% of their income builds wealth dramatically faster than someone saving 5%, even if the second person earns more, because wealth grows from money that is invested, not money that is spent. Consider two people. One, earning $150,000 with a 10% savings rate invests $15,000 per year. Another earning $80,000 with a 30% savings rate invests $24,000 per year. The lower earner builds wealth faster simply because they keep more of what they earn. Income impresses people. Savings rate creates freedom. Now let's talk about lifestyle inflation. Lifestyle inflation occurs when spending rises alongside income. A raise arrives. Lifestyle upgrades follow. A larger apartment, a newer car, more luxury purchases. Eventually, expenses expand to match income. Despite earning more, financial progress remains limited. This pattern explains why many high earners remain financially stressed. Their lifestyle requires constant income to sustain. They may have a six-figure salary, but they are still living paycheck to paycheck just with nicer things. The feeling of scarcity doesn't go away because expenses rise to meet every increase. Now imagine a different approach. Instead of increasing spending every time income rises, someone invests a portion of each raise. For example, imagine receiving a $10,000 raise. Instead of spending the entire increase, you invest $6,000. Your lifestyle improves slightly, but your investments grow significantly. Over time, this habit creates powerful financial momentum. Psychologically, this approach also rewires your relationship with money. Instead of seeing a raise as permission to spend more, you see it as an opportunity to accelerate your wealth building. Each raise becomes a stepping stone rather than a reason to expand your fixed expenses. Now let's talk about compounding. Compounding is the process where investment returns generate additional returns. It's the engine that turns consistent investing into wealth. Imagine someone investing $1,000 per month into a diversified portfolio, earning an average annual return of 8%. After 10 years, they may have around $180,000. After 20 years, about $590,000. After 30 years, more than $1.4 million. The remarkable part is that the largest growth happens in the later years, because compounding accelerates over time. In the first decade, contributions do most of the heavy lifting. In the third decade, investment returns outpace contributions by a wide margin. This is why starting early and staying consistent matters more than trying to earn a slightly higher salary for a few years. Now, here's something interesting. Income can increase wealth quickly, but only if the extra money is invested. If the extra money is spent instead, the opportunity disappears. That's why income alone doesn't determine financial outcomes. Financial habits do. Many people chase higher salaries, believing that a bigger paycheck will solve their financial problems. They switch jobs, work overtime, and take on side hustles. Yet, without changing the underlying habits, the extra money simply flows into a more expensive lifestyle. The gap between income and spending remains the same, or even narrows. The feeling of being financially behind persists despite earning more than ever. Now let's talk about another important concept: financial margin. Margin is the gap between what you earn and what you spend. This gap funds your investments, and investments create future freedom. Without margin, wealth cannot grow. Many financially successful people focus on protecting this margin. Even when their income increases, they keep their lifestyle manageable, they prioritize investing, and over time, their assets grow significantly. Margin is fragile. It's easily eroded by small, seemingly harmless upgrades. A slightly nicer apartment adds a few $100s a month. A car lease adds another few hundred. A few subscription services, more frequent dining out, before long, the margin is gone. Protecting margin requires intentionality. It means consciously deciding that some portion of every raise will be diverted to investments before it ever reaches your spending account. Now imagine two people with identical incomes. Both earn $100,000 per year. One saves $5,000 annually, the other saves $30,000 annually. After 25 years, the difference in their investment portfolios could exceed $1 million. Again, the difference isn't income, it's behavior. Now, let's talk about another reason income can be misleading. Income is temporary. Wealth is durable. Income stops if you stop working. Wealth continues producing income through investments. Stocks generate dividends. Bonds generate interest. Real estate produces rental income. Businesses generate profits. These income streams continue even when you are not actively working. This is why wealthy individuals focus on building assets. Assets produce income, and income-producing assets eventually creates financial independence. When you rely solely on earned income, your financial security is tied to your ability to work. If you lose your job, get sick, or simply want to retire, that income stops. When you have assets, you have options. Your portfolio continues to produce whether you're working or not. That shift from trading time for money to owning assets that generate money is the fundamental transition of wealth building. Now imagine building a system where part of every paycheck is invested automatically, every month, every year. Your portfolio grows, returns compound, eventually your investments begin producing meaningful income. At that point, your financial life begins changing. Your dependence on earned income decreases, your options expand. Work becomes a choice instead of a necessity. That's financial freedom. And surprisingly, it doesn't require extraordinary income. It requires consistent investing, disciplined spending, and time. Income can help accelerate the process, but without the right habits, even high incomes disappear quickly. That's why income matters less than most people think, because wealth isn't built from how much you earn, it's built from how much you keep and how long you allow it to grow. And the people who understand that difference are often the ones who quietly build extraordinary financial lives. They don't impress strangers with their salaries. They don't feel the need to display their success through visible upgrades. Instead, they focus on the one number that actually matters, their net worth. And year after year, while others marvel at how much they earn, they quietly accumulate the kind of wealth that buys something far more valuable than status. It buys freedom.